This thing on? Hello, chat. Welcome back to the stream. I'm going to be doing some drafts today. If anyone wants to join, we'll see if we can do some viewer drafts. I'll throw a link in the description in a second. You guys can join. In the meantime, I'm gonna rant a bit, and we'll turn that into a video for later. Let me get a link to the draft. Drop it in the chat. If we can't get this to fill, I'll just jump in a draft in the Runaways Discord, and then we'll go from there. Can only stick around till 8 o'clock. Thought I had a bit more time, but forgot that I had a team meeting today that I got to attend. So we're going to be sticking around until the team meeting starts, and then I'm going to have to peace out. And if you do not know how to go about doing the draft, there is a Google Doc in the description of this video explaining how to do it. If you've ever used Draftmancer before for Magic, it's pretty straightforward. And there's also a link to the Runaways Discord if you would like to join some of the drafts in our Discord. Check out the link there. There's a section in the Discord for drafting, so it's a great place to get some practice in and play with some other great players. That being said, let's get to some ranting. Kano's been the hot topic lately. Now I have some opinions as far as Kano goes. I'm gonna move this over here so I stop looking at my side screen and actually look at the camera. I've never stayed in a game with Kano on Talishar before. I have never stayed. I am the fastest lever in the West. I see a Kano, I windmill slam that back button so fast. Playing against Kano is, I think, one of the biggest negative play experiences I've ever seen in card games. So, why is Kano an issue? What makes Kano so good? And is it actually a problem right now? First, for the people watching this that have no clue what Kano's about, let me give a really brief explanation of who Kano is and what he's about for the YouTube frog out there that has no idea what's going on. Maybe they're just clicking on this from another card game or something. So Kano is a wizard who primarily deals arcane damage at instant speed. To compensate for his ability to play at instant speed, almost all of his cards are below rate, and he starts at 30 life, which is 10 less than most other heroes. What he makes up for that, though, in that lack of raw value in his cards, is he can spirit bomb you off of the face of the frickin' planet in a single turn. Some of his cards synergize super well together and lead to multiplicative scaling damage, where this one card is worth X on its own, but when you combine it with another card, its value skyrockets. These cards in particular we're talking about are Aether, Wildfire, and Blazing Aether. I'll edit it in an image here on the YouTube video. The damage they deal leads to more damage, and then the other one deals damage based on the damage you've dealt, so it creates this feedback loop of just snowballing your damage. For example, again, I'll throw an image up here on YouTube, but at the Realm 20K, I played against Peter Butensek, one of the best Kano players in the world. He dealt like, I think it was 73 damage to me on turn 2. What am I supposed to do about that? He looked through his turn afterwards, and he thought about it, and he's just like, yeah, if you had just passed turn with a full hand and just took no game action, you were still dead. Didn't matter what you did, you were just dead on turn 2. That's Kano. Kano can just nuke you off the face of the frickin' planet. So, what makes Kano so good right now, and why is he popping up where in the past, we really never really heard much of Kano. The last time we really heard a lot about Kano was at Pro Tour 1, where he was a, like, anti-meta pick, I guess. He kind of preyed on the particular meta that we had at that moment of the Starvos and Chains. Not the Prisms, but he preyed on those other two decks and their play patterns, and punished them for what they were trying to do. So why all of a sudden is he popping up? Because this is clearly not an anti-meta thing. Maybe it was for one moment. Like at the 20K, I don't think most people realize that Kano was going to be good for that event. I will say, I knew he was going to be good for that event. If you check back on Twitter, I made a tweet saying, like a week or two before that event happened, Majin Bay and Peter, they're my favorite to win this event or something like that. I was calling them out being like, this is going to be their event. And they both did very good, if I remember correctly. I believe at least one of them top 8'd. So maybe it was a good meta pick for that one. Maybe it was an anti-meta for that moment. But then it won the battle hardened like almost immediately after, I believe. And then we go into this RTN season, and he, I believe, won the most events this first week. And that's kind of crazy. But maybe we're just overreacting, seeing that number, being like, oh my god, Kano, that's crazy. Uh, we may see this number go down. That's a reality. That could happen. One thing that Cody brought up on the podcast last night was we might see a lot of these Kano players just not bring Kano again the next week because they already got their invites. I suppose that could happen. But I think there's more to look at with Kano in this particular moment, and kind of going back to why is he so good right now. One of the things that people commonly point out with Kano is he punishes greedy deck building. For example, if you're playing a very lean blue count, you're cutting your AB, you're not playing defensive tools to deal with it, and people will always be like, just play Oasis. Just play Oasis. That's not always the answer. One of the things that's happened recently with a lot of the powerful decks hitting Living Legend, and us not getting really powerful heroes like we used to, things being at a lower power level than they used to be, we're seeing a downpowering of the game. And Kano has inadvertently benefited greatly from this, because one of the things with Kano is you gotta put pressure on him. If you're just sitting there with defensive cards, like I'm gonna sit here with AB3 and blues and Oasis and I'm not gonna die, you're not threatening the Kano in any real capacity. You have to kill the Kano. If he just gets to sit there and go, yeah, I'll block with 3 cards, play a potion, that wasn't that good of a turn. Let me fish the top of my deck. This isn't the turn. I'll block. I'll play something. I'll fish again. Oh, that was pretty good. I'll shoot you. That also wasn't very good. I'll get some chip on my turn, set up a good arsenal. I'll block. And he just gets to sit there and not have any real threat in his life and just kind of play through his deck how he chooses. And not to mention, he gets to sit there and set up a perfect pitch stack if you're trying to just like actually fatigue him. You cannot fatigue him if the Kano player knows what they're doing. So a lot of the decks right now are at a power level they can't really pressure him in any meaningful capacity. I think a great example of this is Kasai. Kasai is one of the best decks that's come out of the most recent set. Kasai can't pressure Kano in any meaningful way. She's very consistent at dealing a fair amount of damage. That amount of damage is very easily blocked, and Kano doesn't mind taking a little bit of chip damage here and there. He'll go down a little bit, because his life total doesn't matter until he's being threatened with lethal damage. So he can very easily just sit there blocking, playing potions, blocking, fishing for chip damage until he's ready to go off. He has full control over when he wants to go off because there's no threat to his life total. So before, we had really hyper aggressive decks that could like say, no, Kano, you gotta go off now. Like, it is turn 3 and I'm threatening lethal immediately. Go off or die. And in that spot he can punish decks for being greedy, because if he hits the nuts off the top and he wasn't ready but he just luckered into it, then yeah, he's punishing them for their greedy deck building. But we're not seeing decks like that right now. The closest thing is probably KO. I hate the closest of the names there. But not every deck is able to do that, and even KO can't always do that. He needs that agility token like every turn to be able to do it. It's not as consistent as it was in the past with things like Phi and things like that, of just like, here's this hyper aggro strategy. Let me reference my notes here real quick. Yeah, I kind of already mentioned that a bit. He really punishes the slower decks, so like Guardian, things like that. Like, if you're just going to sit there with like AB3 and Oasis, he's just going to go, I'm just not going to go off until I'm ready to set up this perfect pitch stack. And now once we hit this, it's go time. I don't care what you have. You're deterministically dead because I've memorized my stack and there's nothing you can do. So that's why he's doing so good right now, in my opinion. The downpowering of the game and what is popular right now, we got a lot of slower decks that can't really pressure him. So my next question is this an issue? Should a deck like Kano exist in the game? Should a deck like Kano exists in a capacity that it is a meta deck. In my opinion, it's fine with a deck like this existing. Like, I think it's fine. But I think the second it becomes really good, where people are like, my deck decisions revolve around Kano existing because it's that good of a deck, I think we're now flirting with it becoming a problem. Because it's not like I said, it's not just add some tech cards to your deck and you solve the matchup. If you want to solve your Kano matchup for a lot of decks, it's just don't play that deck. It's switch to something else because your deck just does not have the tools to beat it. It will never have the tools to beat it. The Kano will always beat you, so you have to change what you're playing. And sometimes that's fine. Like it's a metagame. Like you do need to play what's good, but he's beating most of the decks in the game, and that's the problem. And there's not much that's like objectively really good into Kano. And even then, Kano has no true bad matchup right now of just like, this is utterly cursed, I can never win. And that's another thing with the metagame right now. A lot of the decks right now are in a spot where they've got some good matchups, they've got some not so good matchups, but then they all have a couple decks they're just sacking. They're just like, I can never beat this deck. Except if I run into 2 of this in a tournament, my run is dead. Like, I just will never beat this deck in a million years. And Kano is one of the few decks that doesn't quite have that. Kano can always win a game. It just has that ability to win a game out of nowhere that it had no business winning. And that makes it very appealing to play Kano, and kind of throws a wrench into that metagame thing of, we'll just play things that are good to Kano. Well, he can still beat you. It doesn't matter. He can just, like, ooga booga the top of his deck and hit the nuts. And it's just like that specifically is like just a weird thing about this specific meta that we're in right now, which metas in the past haven't quite had that as much. So it's another thing making him really good, like that downpowering of the game is like, oh, I'm inadvertently taking advantage of the downpowering of the game. Well, he's also inadvertently getting a benefit of how other decks' matchup spreads are, where it makes him very appealing. Reference my notes real quick. I had a lot to ramble about with this. Now, getting to a different thing about it that I don't like. Look, I think the balance of the deck is one section of the problem with Kano, and we can argue that to death, and people can have their opinions about it. You can think I'm wrong and think Kano's perfectly fine. Maybe we just need to give the meta time to adjust. I accept that. I accept that we just need to figure it out, get good, strategize, let the meta develop. That's fine. I think it's a problem, but we can agree to disagree. What I think is hard to disagree with is the negative play experience of Kano. One thing that Kano players very frequently say is it's really hard for them to get practice against other people. Like I opened this video saying, I see a Kano, I just leave. I don't want to sit down for a game, play for like 2 minutes, and then watch them play solitaire for 15 plus minutes for a non-deterministic win. I still have to sit there and watch them do it. It's not like you see someone storming off in Magic for a lot of these types of decks. You go, oh, you've seen the couple pieces. I can scoop here. I know that this is deterministic. There's no way that you fizzle. Like, you've shown me the couple things that you need to go off. It's going to take you a minute of solitaring it, but, like, you got it. Like, I can scoop because I've seen the things that I need to know that you have to scoop. Kano isn't like that. Kano, you got to sit there and watch them do it, and it very frequently takes forever for them to do it. Not always. If they just, like, have the nut hand where they just go, like, Wildfire, Ragamuffins, Wildfire, something else, Blazing, and it's really simple for them to do it. They're just like, yeah, this is my bread and butter combo. Yeah, that doesn't take very long. That's a different issue. We'll get to that in a second. But when they're doing the crazy combo and it's like not like, oh, you forced their hand to go off and they weren't ready, and now they got to do all this math of figuring out the odds of different things of their deck. You're just sitting there twiddling with your thumbs. Get your coloring book out. Just watch them play the game. Watch them eat up all the clock. It's not fun. Like, watching my opponent just play the game for like 15 minutes, this is not why I'm here. This is not why I'm playing a game, to watch someone else play the game. It's not fun. And then the next part is, when these kind of games happen, even if they don't take the 15 minutes, the game's over in 5 minutes sometimes. Like my game where I got 72'd by Peter, that was like a less than 5 minute game. Now I just got like 45 minutes to walk around and do nothing. Same thing happened to Lucas against Majin at the Battle Hardened that just happened. I believe he said that the clock had only lost 15 seconds on the clock when they finished their game. Like they started like just a hair before the clock actually started, and the game was instantly over with only 15 seconds gone from the clock. So he had like an hour to walk around and do nothing. That's not fun. That's like we're playing Fab. This is a very grindy game where we're trying to get like little incremental bits of value and play the most game we can play usually. This is so not what Fab is. This is like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or like what I think of when I think of Yu-Gi-Oh! From back in the day, where it's just like ooga 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 booga, you're dead. And that's just not what Fab is. It's not fun to play against that. Either I'm sitting there watching them play forever, or it's a 5 minute game. And one of the biggest things is throughout all of that, there's no agency. Like it's just these things happen. Let me know if I'm dead or not. I have no ability to like really interact with much of what you're doing unless I have exactly like an oasis or something, and then it's a singular interaction point when they're done doing their thing. So like I'm just gonna sit there holding my card, waiting, waiting, waiting. Is this good enough? You tell me. And that lack of agency again is just not what Fab is about. Fab is a very high agency game. You get a lot of decision points, and it just very much so goes against what Fab is about. But again, no one wants to play against Kano players a lot of the time because it's just so not fun. And if that isn't an indicator of a deck being an issue, that people just don't even want to play against it, like I don't know what is. Like I think that's like one of the biggest points there, that it's just so unfun, no one wants to play against it. But what do you think about it? Chat, what do you think about Kano? YouTube frogs, what do you think about Kano? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I have a strong opinion about it, and most of it stems from it just not being fun to play against. But I'm sure there's a lot of people that have differing opinions, especially the Kano players out there. And I don't want to take away from them. Like, this is your moment to shine. Like, every deck should get their moment. I just think that this is a moment that isn't in a healthy way. There's like Icelander, I didn't have a problem with at all. I thought Icelander was a great deck for the game. It was very interactive. That you got to play a lot of game with your opponent, and that felt like Fab. That felt like Fab. Where this just doesn't feel like that. All I ever think about is that guy in Magic that would give his opponent a crayon book when he was playing Storms. That way he had something to do while he was comboing off. It's not fun. But yeah, what do you think? Thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate you guys. Alright, let me catch up on chat. I didn't read any of your messages because I was rambling so much. Kano's literally going to be everywhere this season. It sucks. It might be. One of the things that I was thinking originally with Kano was that it's not going to have as high an adoption rate as it realistically should for the power level of the deck because of the learning curve of the deck. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm underestimating people's willingness to learn Kano. What about Illusionist? I thought he has problems into Prism and Dromai. No. Those are probably his worst matchups, but he's still not unwinnable into them. Like, if you just draw the nuts before... like, against Dromai, did they draw Oasis or... not even Sandcover. Sandcover doesn't do it half the time because they can just shoot it with something else. I'm just going to YOLO into the Dromai and hope they don't have a thing. Like, if they play Thamai and they just go, okay, it's go time in response to the Thamai and kill you, like, these things can happen. They can just draw the nuts before you can, like, realistically shut them down from what they're trying to do. My point on powering down is exacerbating the situation. Yeah, it really is. But I think that's, like, the catalyst for all of it, the powering down. I think if we were still in the old Fab card design, this wouldn't have happened. Decks were far too powerful for Kano to deal with back then. Just Kano's just flipping coins into them of can he hit the combo before he dies. Nothing does that right now, really. Like, Droma is one of the few decks that can ask the question to him, go off or die, because it's just too much damage, too much value, and then she has some of the defensive tools to disrupt what Kano's doing. But there's not a lot of decks that can do that right now other than Dromai, and it's not even like it's an auto win by playing Dromai. Like I just said, I got 73'd as Dromai on turn 2. What am I supposed to do about that? Like, I had no agency over that. I didn't draw. Uh, I saw 8 cards that game. If I like, what am I supposed to do? If I didn't exactly open one of my defensive cards there, the game's over. And I might have still died because it was 73 damage. And he got some like chip damage on turn 0. He hit like I like played a dragon, and then he Kano'd into Tome of Aetherwind, into second Tome of Aetherwind, into it was like a 5 to 7 damage spell into something else to kill my dragon. I think that's what it was. So I started the game below 40. Then it goes to his turn. He shoots me, and then kills me on my turn. Like, I don't think Oasis saves me that game. I when he 73'd me, I was like in the 30s, maybe 33 or something like that. Requires a bit of brain power. There's no doubt about it. However, as an illusionist player, with my nice tools, not to mention we run. Yeah, you have you are one of the decks that has the tools to deal with him, but you have to draw them. And if you don't draw them fast enough, the game ends. Kano is a Pokemon master, combo master for sure. I like Majin's comparison. It's Red Blue Storm from Magic. There's no interaction. I don't agree with that, because a lot of the Red Blue Storm decks would be like some interaction as well. Like, I think Icelander, when Icelander was playing combo, and like all she's trying to do is like set up the Frost Hex combo. That reminds me a little bit more of that, because you're in the Blue Red Storm decks, at least the ones that I'm familiar with, you played some interaction to like slow the game down. It was like essentially the same thing as blocking with cards and Fab. It's like, okay, I'm not ready yet. I'm gonna try to like interact a bit with what you're doing. Okay, now it's time to go off, deterministically kill you. But I guess. Yep, already kind of covered the defensive tools in Dromai. I think Kano is beatable, and it's a really good deck on... Yeah, I agree. Doesn't feel like playing Fab. Do you think combo decks should exist in Fab to begin with? I think that I have like a complicated, weird opinion on that I don't think I can articulate in 2 seconds reading a comment. I think the short answer is yes, they're fine, and this isn't how they should look like. I think what I more like is when it's something closer to what Icelander was doing when she was trying to combo, what Viserai looks like when he's trying to combo, where it's like you're building towards this late game kill, where it's all your eggs in this one basket. It's I'm setting up this spirit bomb, and if you don't stop me, I'll spirit bomb you. And Kano doesn't really feel like he's doing it that way. It just hit your couple pieces and kill them for a lot of the games. It's just like, find my 2-card combo, hope I hit some more off the top, or I got some chip damage. That's not how I feel like a combo deck should be in Fab. That's like Splinter Twin when no one has ways to interact with it. You know what I mean? Like, I think having some things like that existing in the game as a countermeasure to fatigue decks is where I think they're the healthiest. Like, if the meta just turns into block out fatigue, but these decks have no ability to put on pressure, well, a countermeasure to that is you just play this deck where if you can't pressure me, I'll just deterministically kill you. And that's why you saw For instance, at calling Indy, Charles, and I forget who else. I want to say it was Pat. I can't quite remember. It might have been Dalton. I don't remember which one of the guys were on that deck. It might have just been all of them. They were doing the fatigue deck, and they knew they could lose to that style of deck, so that's why they were playing Warhorn, where it was the counter to the counter to the counter type of thing. But I don't think inherently combo decks are a bad thing. It's just this implementation it feels very unhealthy. Did anyone join this draft queue? Let me move my Streamlabs back over so I can take a look. All right, we got one person in the thing. If you guys didn't see, I have a... let me repost it. Join the draft. We're going to do some drafting today. Let me switch over. Probably should change the chat thing so it's a little bit easier to see. I'm sorry, Yuanji, you're going to have to move. Whatever, good enough. I'll mess around with that next time. Yeah, we're doing some heavy hitters draft. If you would like to join, click on the link in the chat. We'll do some heavy hitters drafts. I'm going to leave this up for a minute. If we can't find 8 people, though, I'm just going to jump in the Runaways Discord and join a draft queue there. You guys can follow me, anyone that joins this, if that ends up happening. You're on dinner duty. Unlucky. I'm going to give this like 5 minutes. We got plenty of people in here. We just need 6 more. You're working? What the heck, chat? Why is everyone here being productive members of society? I don't appreciate this. Y'all aren't degens. Oh, shepherd's pie? Never mind, lucky. Lucky indeed. Any of you guys get to play at your RTNs? Any luckers here that got their invites? Anyone do better than I did? Or any bad beat stories? Y'all got my bad beat story last time. Give it like 2-3 more minutes and then I'll just jump in the Runaways queue. I'm just gonna jump in the queue now just in case. By the way, if you guys would like to do some drafting, the Runaways Discord, I have a link in the description. Join our Discord. There is a draft queue in the Discord. You can draft with other players from across the world. Just check that out if you would like to get some drafting done, get some practice for your RTNs. It's great. I use it myself. Oof. That sounds like when I play Briar, of drawing the no attack actions, no attack actions, no attack actions. That was my round 1 at Nats 1. I drafted a Nuts Briar deck. I lose the die roll and he puts me first against an Oldhim. And I open the game going Fused Red Bramble, Red Stir the Wildwood, Rosetta. I put him to like 8 or something on the first turn of the game because he was holding 2 blocks. Surely I win this game, right? Like, free W. 4 non-attacks, 4 non-attacks, 4 non-attacks. I fatigue from there because I've now had to block with too many cards. skill issue. My deck was a 50-50-ish ratio. I think it was like within a card or two of 50-50. Paired into Fang and Dan, unlucky. Just beat them. Yeah, never the free W's. Always have to work for the W's. It's always the uphill battle. I joined the Runaways queue. There's 3 people in there. If anyone wants to join that queue instead, go for it. I don't know who's the one person that joined this draft queue. If you want to join that instead, go for it. I feel like I had some other things to say about Kano that I forgot. Oh yeah, let me pull up that picture of Peter nuking me. So it was Staff, Wildfire for 6, Strider's Sonic Boom for 10, hit a second Sonic Boom. That one's for 9. He nodes the Sonic Boom. The second Sonic Boom hits a Blue Emeritus Scolding. That hits for 10. And then a Blazing at the end for 38, it says. What the actual fuck? Another bad beat. Friend was playing Dromai, and he was so upset that he lost to Kano on top of 2 and only used 2 action points. I don't know what you mean by on top of 2. Do you mean like in the top, like in the finals? But yeah, I feel that. I took 2 game actions this game and died. I played a dragon and it died. I played a dragon and he killed me in response. I don't think it was in response. I played the dragon, hit him, and then I went to pass, so he killed me. Hey, Space Moose. This is just actual clown activity. The thing that sucks is I don't know what to do about it. It's like, if you just wanted to, like, make it so people can't do this bullshit anymore, you just ban the Wildfire, or Blazing, no. Blazing Aether? The stupid card. I always mix up the name of this and, the, deals damage equal to, that one's Blazing Aether, this one's Aether Wildfire, I believe. Like, if you just ban that, that solves the multiplicative scaling damage problem for the most part. And then they have to play like a regular game. But then you're just saying the deck's dead. Like, you're just killing the deck. I think honestly what I would like to see is them get rid of this card and maybe something else, and print a bunch of Kano cards that just take the class in a different direction. Because I just don't think that this direction with the class is healthy. Like, there's just no way to play these cards in a way to win the game that isn't degenerate. Yeah, baseball's gonna go over my head, my guy. I don't sports ball in the slightest. We're at 3 people in the queue right now. I'm actually surprised this didn't fill instantly. Usually when I join these queues, they fill instantly. Unlucky. Maybe we'll play some CC games instead while we wait. Let me pull up Prism. Y'all gonna have to give me a second. Maybe I'll play some Kasai. Find my Kasai list. Where's my Kasai deck? My Kasai deck kind of sucks, to be honest. Actually, I also need to change which account I'm on Talishar. At 5 people in the queue. We might end up leaving mid-game for the draft instead. We'll see. Yeah, a lot of the wizard design space is very limiting, it seems like. Yeah, clearly I put a lot of work into this Kasai deck. I have 2 matchups. Viserai. Well, not winning this game. This is an awful matchup. Assuming that they're like the doing the combo bullshit. I'll go first. I guess that's fine. I don't actually know if I should be Tunic or Grains in this matchup. Alright, what do we want to do here? Just like try to juice him with us. Pitch. It's kind of awkward. Yeah, I think we just try to juice him out of 3 damage. Hello? Oh, we're at 6 out of 8 in the draft queue. I think I'll put that on the bottom. don't think I'm going to give this go again. I'll just take my free damage and move on. Maybe I should have taken these out. There's just like too many cards to take out in this matchup. One more for the queue, and then we'll just leave this game. Oh, queue popped. Also, this guy's just taking an eternity to play this, like, simple deck, so this is going to be a boring game. Yeah, I'm just fucking leaving. I don't care. Draft more important. Oh, I got some names in here I recognize. But do I cut Dalton hard on the deck he wants to play? What are we waiting on? Oh, did we not have 8 yet? I will try my best to talk through the picks. Yeah. That was one of the people I recognized, but I didn't want to say the name because I don't know how to pronounce it. TBH. Alright, so that's probably the best class Guardian card there. Good, we're not timed. There's only one Warrior card. So I might just take that just to say, get the fuck out of my lane. None of these dual class cards are that exciting. These generics, not that exciting. We got the Warrior Gloves. Cut the Deck is a card I'm interested in. Down but not out, yellow's fine. I'm kind of more interested in, like, taking a committal pick here. Yeah, I think I'm between Cut the Deck and Agile. I think we'll go with Agile since that sends a strong signal. Second Gloves. Interesting. Got to draw swords. The card missing from the pack is one of the dual class cards, it looks like. So we've got 2 blue block 3s for Warrior plus Gloves. I think what I might do is take the blue block 3 here, the edge ahead, since that continues the get out of my lane. And hopefully we wheel one of these 2 other blue Warrior cards. It's not that exciting, but it's sending a strong signal to get out of my lane. And either a Warrior or a Brute common is missing, and a rare is missing. I'm interested in this draw swords. After that, it's get back lead, rising. There's not that much else in this pack. There's kind of a weak Warrior pack. So if I take the only Warrior card, this does just, like, say get out of the lane completely. I think I'm just going to commit and just do that. And they'll probably force a lot of people out of my lane. Doesn't look like anyone's committed yet. Gotta engage Swiftblade. That's a great card. Both rares and a dual class are missing. Take this engaged. We might wheel the Hold'em, but odds are we just get back this rising speed and we're not too excited about it. But I'll just take the best card out of the pack for me. Looks like someone committed to Brute passing to me. A rare, and then a couple dual classes are gone. I think we just stick with it. Here, I think I'm just going to go with the block 3 over the blue reaction. 3 for 7's decent. I think I just take the block 3 again. I'm kind of interested in this engagement, though. We only have the 1 reaction right now. Was there a red lead? I don't think I saw a red. I thought it was a yellow. Yeah. When in doubt, 3 block slam. Okay, so there is at least 1 warrior. Embrace is pretty good. Performance bonus is pretty good. Rising speed is pretty good. Wind up is pretty good. I don't think I'm going to take an equipment here. I think I want a card for my deck. And we might get some gloves back, so let's not take that and be sad. Let's take the performance. I don't have that many games with performance bonus. Let's try it. Interesting, there's a Boast left in the pack. Block 3 slam. Oh, we got one of the beckons back. I'm not going to be greedy and see if the other one wheels, because this pack isn't even that good, so. Nothing too crazy in this pack. It's like, I hate Adrenaline Rush personally, so I'm just going to take the 2 block blue and just not have to worry about blues for the rest of the draft, basically. I kind of want to pick up just like a couple more blues and then I'm good. Probably not playing any of these cards, so we'll just take the blue just in case. I'll take this Adrenaline just in case. We might play that. We're not excited about these blues, but so we really need some, like, prioritize some reds and stuff here. We've got 1 reaction there. So we only have 1 reaction right now. So we really need to prioritize getting a couple more of those. And just more reds, more block 3s. And then we have 3 cards we technically aren't making it to our deck. So we're only at 11 playables for the deck. So, okay. Yeah, more agility would be nice. Got Hold'em, Edge, Wind Up, Flat Trackers. I think I'd rather a card for my deck here than Flat Trackers. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Hold'em. Probably get back. There's a lot of brute cards in this pack, so maybe the Flat Trackers. There's an Edge that we might get back, a Lead, a Wind Up. Really, what we get back is going to be really dependent on what the brutes do, I think. So we'll just take this and be happy. Red reaction, that's what we need. Wow, this is nuts. No fear and bet big? Holy shit. Second Flat Trackers. That's really interesting. Double equipment for both of them. So maybe we'll wheel this, but probably not. Maybe we get this Hold'em back. I'm hoping we get the Hold'em back because some people really prioritize Goblet. We'll just take this and be happy. I would These packs are just breaking blue for me, which is kind of annoying. We've got a lot of blues, so, like, I kind of want to just, like, wheel one of these 3 blues for my deck. And just take, like, Rising Energy instead. Maybe get these boots back. Yeah, all these packs are just breaking blue. It's kind of annoying. No, I'll just take the 3 block. Vigorous engagement, that's good. Ooh, fatal engagement. Alright. That's a tough choice between the red and the yellow of these. Both of them are very good cards. We don't have that many yellows in our deck right now, so I think I'm going to go with the fatal. Kind of unfortunate that both of them are in the same pack, but it be what it be. So we're getting one card back from this pack. It's probably the Bloodied Oval. I think I'm just going to take this since we have so many blues. I just don't want to take another blue from my deck. Draw swords, that's pretty good. We're at 8 blues right now. I don't think we take this engaged. I want this engaged, but I think the draw is just better for us. I think that's close though. I think you could debate on either. Jesus, another one? Holy shit. So it's between the yellow reaction or the blue block 3. I think we'll go with the yellow since we don't have that much agility right now. I think normally I'd take the blue block 3, but just like the texture of this draft so far is telling me I shouldn't do that. None of these cards I'm too excited about. So it's like, do I take the hedge blue when we already have a million blues, or a helmet just to make sure we take a helmet? I think this helmet's very low committal. Like, I don't think we're giving up much by taking this helmet here. I'm just not excited about it. Yeah, we'll go with that. It's nice in the mirror. I'll take a trade-in. And then we already got gloves, so we don't want that. The lead's wheeled. I guess I'll take a yellow lead. Yeah, I'll take a rising. We got trade-in. We got, cut the deck. Draw swords. Yeah. Did I miscount the pack? Oh! I like this Hold'em. Probably wheel one of these blues or this chest. I believe this is the second chest I've seen of this particular one. None of the rest of this is too exciting for me, to be honest. So I think we just take the red and move on. Here I think it's engaged Swiftblade over a blue. Wage Vigor's also reasonable, but I got a lot in this stack already. You know, it's nuts. Blade Flurry. Man, and there's an edge and a lead in this pack? That's unfortunate. But, yeah, this card's nuts. We'll take that. It's not as good in draft as it is in CC. It's less reliable, but it's still a great card. 0 for 2 reaction. Like, that's the floor. Ooh. Gonna get either a Rising or a Performance bonus back from this pack, hopefully. Worst case, we get neither of the Flat Trackers wheeled. I thought about you when I saw your 100-page guide. Or thought about that meme. Man, we have so many reactions. I think here it's more valuable to have another block 3 for the deck than a reaction. Okay, so we're at 8 blues. Now we'll take a blue block 3. I'm just going to slam the block 3. Ooh, another one. Oh, wow. That's unfortunate. I think I'll take the cheaper card. Because we already got a bunch of draw swords. Actually, how many payoffs do we have for drawing a card? 2? Yeah. Perfect. Blue count is perfect. I guess I'll take a block 3. I guess I'll take a block 3. Sure. Forcing 5, my card's block. I'm just gonna hate that. There's a chance we play that blue. Alright. That's not a legal card. That's not a legal card. And then, who am I playing? What time is it? I got an hour before the team meeting. Oh, we're still waiting on people to do their picks. So we're at 35 cards. I don't want this many blues, I think. We can cut 1. I don't know which one's worse. They're both pretty bad. This one makes my swords free, but not really trying to play it. I think I'm fine with all of the rest of this. Just play a couple extra cards. So we got 1, 2, 2 red reactions, 2 yellow reactions, 3 yellow reactions, 4 yellow reactions. Okay. I'm playing Try Harder. I think this is reasonable. And then we want to try leaving our arsenal open if we can, because we got these trade-ins and performance bonuses. Try to line it up with the trade-in with either rising speed or rising energy. Alright, let me find a game. Against KO? We don't really have that many ways to make a token on our own turn. But we got reactions. I think I'll go first. And these equipment are all reasonable. Sure. Unlucky. Just mill them for 2 cards. And get a damage? Oh, 3 cards. Yeah, probably should have forced Prism. You right. Yeah, these are actually going to be pretty hard to use. Maybe I was supposed to actually play the other gloves. Interesting. Play this, pitch this, set this, block with this. Cool. Good talk. A yellow? Holy shit. Coming for my lunch money. Maybe I just block with this instead. Abort mission. That was a pretty good turn 1. Blue react. Chat, what did I pitch last turn? I already forgot. A yellow that comes in for 10. What is this clown activity? You fool, you've turned on my thing. You fell for the oldest trick in the book. Kind of awkward. Can't. Kind of wanted to block with this. Sand is kind of awkward now. He still has go again. So it's probably a claw afterwards. Yeah, this being a yellow is making this kind of awkward. Maybe we just play this trade in. Discarding it. Not happy about having to block with all these cards, but I need to stem this bleeding a little bit. This is a please stop punching me angle. Could also just attack for 2 with a weapon. Yeah, this is not a great spot to be in. I just don't feel like we can just take all this damage. Nope. I think we just need to wait for him to not have an agility token to play the game. Need him to not go this wide multiple turns in a row. So the question is, do we trade in here? I feel like we don't. Not a great start to this game. Hands haven't really lined up for us. But now we're just looking for like a blue plus one of the risings to go with this trade in. Okay, that was not an efficient turn on his part. And you're going to wager. An agility, you say? It does let me push 2 weapons. Somehow we're like actually fine on cards, even though we've just been blocking all game. Oh, we got a gold! Yes. He's got no agility. Can we play the game finally? Block with that. Play this. Play this. I think the plan is play this. We have the gold, so we don't need this trade in as much anymore. So we can just like run this out as 3 damage. We can go trade in. Discard this. Pitch that for this, I guess. Could also just crack gold here. Crack gold, float 1, draw a card. Play one of these. Weapons are free. Potentially pitch the other card. I'll just block with another one of these. Preserve my life total. Crack gold, float 1. Play this. Weapon, threaten second weapon. Yeah, it's reasonable. Keep my life total high since he's going into double might agility. And then we'll see what we do with the card that we draw, and maybe we set that instead and play this trade in. Ooh. Kind of wasting a resource here, unfortunately. Now I wish I played the trade in instead. Oh well. Well, since he did that, now I kind of want a Kasai. Okay, if you're not going to give me a card, maybe I don't Kasai. Yeah, I'll wait on Kasai. Okay. Unlucky. This guy just had an agility token all game. This is so obnoxious. Yeah, I think we're just pushing a sword again. This is so obnoxious. Is there a world where I'm supposed to block with one card here so I can go lower in case the adrenaline rushes me? But whatever, I already made the play. These are not very sexy plays, but I just need him to not have an agility every turn for one turn this game. Technically, there was one turn, but my hand was not the best. But like none of the cards he's pitching are particularly good. So hopefully he lets off the gas soon, and then he starts drawing all these 2 blocks. I also have a Fatal in my stack, I believe. Surprised he gave me a 3 block on that. Hmm. Hmm. I think we let this one through and block the next thing, and see if we can just play the hand. So he's gonna have double might, but no agility. So we can play the trade in. Everything's free. Do we just block this? Just play. So we can block with one card and then just play everything. But then that requires him to block. And if he doesn't, I'm presenting 7 damage. It's probably gonna block. That does require me to draw also. So I'd have to discard one of these to get that trigger. Puts me to 2. If I just play all of this, I'd still have to do the discard. Yeah, I think the winning line is play the hand. Because we're so far behind. And if he greeds, and we gotta hit a blue to be able to play this, but otherwise we'll just pitch this to play the card that we also draw. Yeah, really wishing that we had the other gauntlets right now. If we draw the other rising, that would be really good. Still blue. If we can at least connect and get the vigor, though, that'll be nice for the beckoning. Can definitely still win this game. We're not out. We need his hand to kind of block for shit here. What we don't want is him to say no blocks and be a greed monster. Because otherwise we waste 2 resources and can't play this. Could have just discarded that instead and kept... Where'd it go? We had a yellow with this, I thought. Kept that instead. But this at least puts us in a spot to like draw blue, push sword, kill him on the spot. Lock with everything else. We also get to push a weapon and block with our whole hand if we need to. There's our blue. A little late. We can also just keep the yellow if we need to. That doesn't kill us. That also does not kill us. So I'm thinking of blocking with this and this. I guess I could just play this instead. Play this off of this. Floating 2. Play this, kill him. I'm thinking of blocking a different way so we can keep this. So that way we can play this and this. Go to 1. But then we die if he has the react that deals 1 damage to us. But I don't think he pitched one of those. Let's make the greedy play. This is basically give me your whole hand or die, and I still just get to hold on to these cards. Chad, if we win this game after that early game, that'd be wild. And I know his stack was a bunch of 2 blocks and shit. So it's going to be hard for him to like actually do anything other than clawing us back for the rest of the game. So I think we can just fatigue him if this doesn't actually kill for some reason. We do have to remember this. That's unfortunate. That doesn't kill him. Maybe we should have made the other play. Oh, wait. Yeah, maybe we should have played the other thing. Yeah, I forgot about that. That was a punt. But our hand blocks pretty well. I think we just give him the grip. Wait for him to not be able to do this again. Might just Sheltered Cove to keep a card in deck. There's a Red Assault left in the deck. Yeah, we toss that game. We make the other line, we force him to block, and then we can Fatal him. But we just need to keep a blue. And we need him to block with an attack. Yeah, navigated this endgame poorly. That was my bad. I am a bad player. Unlucky. That's pretty good here. And then the next hand has the 7 in it. I mean, if he, oh yeah, he still has the thing. Yep, you got it. Yep, that was my bad. I suck. Yep, punted that game completely. Don't go to 1, just keep that. Okay, lesson learned. Let's find another game. No, Fatal's good. I'm bad. Oops. I just needed to play differently. I just forgot he had the hat. I thought he was in a spot where his life total was such that he would have to block with an attack there, and I forgot about the hat until after I made the block. Yeah. Yeah, that was just like me being like ass at the game. I should have won that game. Yeah, like I just keep the rising in the blue, and then I throw rising at him, threatening lethal with the rising, so he has to give me multiple cards on that. And if either of them is an attack, then I kill him. I guess he could still hat, but then he's giving me 3 cards and he doesn't do anything back to me, and I keep a full grip and kill him again because my deck has more reacts in it. Rising is good. It's just like it's a build around card. Like if you take it, you gotta like remember that it's in your deck and try to play your games with that in mind. Where it's like, okay, I need to save my gold for this, or oh, I have a trade in, so I want to try setting the trade in and waiting to draw the rising. Of course, the way that game went, we didn't get to do that. Drew the rising like right after whatever. Um, Unlucky. I believe we drew it. Um, Off of the gold that we cracked before throwing the trade in, so it was just like a waste. But didn't know that was the next card. Yeah, it's good in Olympia. You definitely want them in Olympia. I don't think anyone's saying it's a bad card. Um, the game that I was playing was on Talishar. I don't know if that's what you're asking. Let's take a look. I threw up a thing in the Discord to see if anyone wants to join me, but I think everyone is either. I think all the people that lost round 1 are dropping, which is unfortunate. The draft is on a website called Draftmancer. If you would like to draft, just join the Runaways Discord. Link is into the description of the video. Let's see. Dalton, did he go Brute? No, he went Guardian. Interesting. Brute. Warrior. Brute. Warrior. Okay, they just forced Warrior from pick 2. What an odd way to start your draft off. This Wage Vigor is an interesting pick. Nothing wrong with over-analyzing. That's literally what I'm doing right now. I'm reviewing the picks of everyone else in the pod. That's like a fine thing to do. Oops. Wait, there was a third Flat Trackers? Jesus Christ. And a third Beckoning? Wait, is that 4 Beckonings? Because wasn't there a Beckoning later on also? Like, there was, like, the 2 back-to-back? And I'm pretty sure, like, either pack 2 or 3 had a Beckoning. Wait, really? Clash? That's kind of sus. Well, no one seems to want to play, so I will play a Kasai game for as long as I can, and then join my team for the team meeting. Hopefully we don't get a stupid-ass Viserai again. Another non-interactive unfun deck to play against right now. That one's just boring in the other direction, where it's just like playing against a punch, like a bot. The player that took flat tracks over Bet Big seems wild to me. While Bet Big is narrow, it's the kind of card that wins a game off limited. Sure. Go. I don't think it matters. I don't have time for another full draft, so don't worry about it. Am I just sending it? Full deck? I guess. I don't know. I have no idea. So, this armor setup, probably you need to focus on Raise an Army this game. Go again, please. Nice. Lucky. I think I play this, set this. Yeah. Free damage. Got him. Surely you don't give me armor here. There's no hit trigger. Sure. Little does he know I don't even have cash in the deck. I guess we're playing Shunt. His hand isn't great, though. think we might just be stroke set run through. Hmm. Maybe I set the that all you got. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Kind of want to get this out of the deck. I don't want to draw that later. What we pitch last turn? Blue Blade Runner. You fool, I never had go again to begin with. One of the hands of all time for sure. I think we're going to have to sink into something here. Block 7, you say? I don't mind sinking this, but then I don't have a go again right now. This hand just like kind of doesn't do anything. I think what I might do is just push a sword for 2, let it hit, then play Pride, then set the go again and pass. No, I'll just play this. Get my agility and move on with life. And just set the Pride. For playing Fatigue, he's seemingly Fatigue. Do I just save this Quicken? Hmm. Kind of want him to give me a card here since I don't have anything defensive. We have exactly 2 yellows. No, we'll save Kasai. No, you want to link that? Or send it directly to me if it doesn't let you link it in chat. I don't know if links are allowed. Fine with that. I'm also fine. What is going on? This plays. No dominate. Do I give him Brave Forge? Got like both of these. Could also just do that, mitigate damage. He's not doing anything really. Like he's just burning through all of his power cards. Just not putting on pressure, but like I don't feel like fighting, giving up armor here. Yeah, let's just do this. I'll save my armor for a better hand. Wait, that's not enough. Wait. No, that is enough. That's 9. Just didn't change the block value there. I got confused. I'm dumb. Still 2 yellows. Sure, I'll take +4. That's crazy, playing clash cards when you're trying to smork like this and pummel. Huh. Well, we know there's a pummel in the next hand. I think we need to push next turn. Seems like a good push turn. Block with this. And this. This all seems reasonable. Pay attention to where the pummel goes. So I'm not going to Kasai here because I don't want to stack my hit effects. If we already get to hit with this, I'm probably just going to set the in the swing. Really depends. Lead off on that. So he's probably just going to set the pummel. Oh! I win! Wait, no, I don't win. Never mind. Unlucky. Nope. Would you like to give me an entire D-react for this? I think we're just going to set the in the swing here. Assuming he gives me a card. But do we trade this in for 2 copper? No, I think fighting over this counter is probably more important. Yeah, 2 copper is also pretty good. Yep, this plays block with Command and Conquer, I guess. Now I think we're set on copper. More's fine, but... if it doesn't let you send it in the chat, just send it to me like on Twitter or something. Just gonna IP yourself? Okay. Hmm. Burning through all that armor this early is kind of crazy. You don't have Twitter? The fuck? I'll gladly take all of your armor. Question is, do we play this? I think so, because he's just going to want to throw some shit at our face. I would like his entire hand here. I don't want him pummeling us. Wait, he gave us the armor and let it hit? Okay. I accept your pummel. Wait, spinal? Pummel, spinal. I see. I see, I see, I see. It's kind of unfortunate. This hand's good. I think we block 6. I think we just give up on this. It's not a great way to cover this. Like, set blood on our hands, maybe? Can do that. I want to make him use the pummel here. Probably didn't need to boot, but it's fine. It's 2 spinals down. That's his last choke slam in first cycle. Well, we found one of the funny cards. Maybe block with that. And maybe this? Like, I could push 2 and 2 here, but we got our copper. I just want to set this. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 yellows. No. I'll be patient. Drawing a shunt here would be sick. Yeah, just send me the link on Discord. I'll take a look at it later. I'll also take 2 free damage. I guess blood on our hands is our go again. That's a good one. There's a Starstruck down. Kind of annoying. Most we can block is 6, so this is happening no matter what. Maybe play this blood on our hands here just to, like, tell him to fuck off. We don't need this Raisin Army. We have 2 more. So it's just, do we discard 2 cards or block with a card and discard 2 cards? Kind of into just getting rid of both of these and taking the rest of this. Guarantee the gold. Oh, it's random, right? Haha, I'm stupid. This is still fine. We'll just have to use Tunic here. It's just Pheno. Or pheanoblack, I don't know. It's fine. I can look up the video. It's not a big deal. Oh! I have not drawn 2 cards, sir. Color me scared. Watch, now I'm going to draw the Shunt, now that I've used Tunic. Oh, raise an army. Command and Conquer, but I don't have an arsenal. This hand's not very good. Yeah, it might be take 13 and just push the hand. He's really low. No, I can do that. This is pitchless. Like, I could just play the rest of this and just pitch the Raisin Army. I don't need to make a guy. He's at 6. Taking his hand is about as good. I might Providence here to fish for a better card. I'll wait for the next attack, though, I think. Okay, that's better. Yep, that doesn't matter. But do we crack gold? This for sure. We don't have to. We pitch this, float one, play this. So it's just to get an extra card. Yeah, it's probably worth it, because we're only spending one resource this turn, so might as well just get a free card here. If it's a blue, though, it kind of sucks. No, let's save it. Because we're just going to take his whole hand here anyways. But I'm kind of greedy. Oh yeah, I forgot Yuanji changed it to that. Yeah, I'm greedy. It's still fine. It's a good blue. I'm fine setting this. Now he dies if he exact blocks. I mean, I'm still going to play it. One of the hands of all time for sure.
It is 8 o'clock.
I think it's a gold angle again. Yeah, let's see what this gets us. So we already got go again. I could play this on the second one, then throw Command and Conquer. Because that'll come in for enough where he has to still give me 2 cards. Then a Blade Runner, pitching the Sink Below, pitch the Raise an Army, Command and Conquer. That probably does it. Oh yeah, I did draw 2 cards this turn. I don't think that changes anything. I think I still make this play. You give me the whole hand. And this puts us into the any reaction kills him state of the game. Okay, now you're dead. Okay. Well, aren't you gonna feel silly now? And perfect timing. It's 8 o'clock. I gotta go join my team meeting. I hope you guys enjoyed that game. Sorry the drafting didn't quite pan out as I planned, but I would like to try this again and do some more drafts on stream. Just might not do viewer drafts if we don't get people wanting to do it, and I'll just jump in the queue to begin with. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. The fuck is the end stream button?